Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me this morning for GoldMine 101, our regular series of GoldMine presentations. And this morning I'm going to focus on the new GoldMine Web feature. GoldMine Web is a simple online live access to your GoldMine system available in the latest versions of GoldMine. Now, this presentation will be about 15 minutes or so in duration. It's just an overview of this feature, this new feature. If you'd like a more detailed presentation, then we'd be only too happy to organize this for you. And in fact, there is a trial of GoldMine Web that you can set up for yourselves as well. Now on the call today, and there's 52 people on the call today. I'm sure we're all using different versions of GoldMine. I'm going to be showing you the latest version of GoldMine, but please be aware this GoldMine Web feature is part of the new version of GoldMine and not available with older releases of GoldMine. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box as you think of them, and I will do my best to answer those at the end of the session. Also, towards the end, I'll be giving you an update on any GoldMine product news. And this call is being recorded after the presentation. As those of you that have attended previous presentations will know, you'll get an email with a link to the recording, and we'll most likely post it to our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. Just a brief mention about Wizard Systems, my company. We are GoldMine CRM specialists. All we do is supply CRM systems. We've been doing it a long time. We've implemented well over 3,000 systems all over the UK and further afield. And we provide lots of services, help and guidance around GoldMine, helping you get the most out of your GoldMine CRM investment. So we offer extensive training. We can come to you for training. You can come to us. We've got a training center near Bristol, or we can do it online. And we've got a GoldMine help desk service as well. So if you get stuck or you have a question about GoldMine, we're just a short phone call away from you. Okay, so let's dive into the GoldMine Web feature. And here is GoldMine Web. This will work with any browser. And in fact, included with it is a way of logging on via your smartphone or iPhone or your tablet, where the screen will render itself more appropriate to the smaller screen size. But this morning I'm showing it to you in Chrome. Pretty much it's going to look like this in any of those different devices or browsers. Now, GoldMine Web at the moment is meant to be a simple access to GoldMine. It's not going to support all of the lovely features in GoldMine. It's just the core elements which are represented in the top left-hand corner here. Do you see where I've got contacts, activities, your calls, your meetings, and your sales opportunities? So at the moment, it's those three elements that we're able to access via GoldMine Web. And GoldMine Web, as time goes on, you will see more and more functionality being added to it. So this is just the initial phase of GoldMine's development in this area to extend their web access capabilities. So I've logged in and I'm showing my contacts at the moment, and we can see here in contact name order all of the contacts in my system. Down the bottom left-hand corner there, I've got 18,000 odd records. GoldMine Web is very, very fast. If I just click here click on the company header, we're sorting 18,000 records really, really quickly there. So it's a very, very quick way of accessing your contacts and easily, quickly getting to the information that you want to know about. So we have all of our contacts there displayed row by row in a tabular type view, and obviously if we click on those, we can dive into them. We can also, right at the top there, we can also do a quick search of a contact. So if I search for this guy here, Tim Wilmot, click on that, and there we are. It's going to find all of the results in the system. So I click on that Tim Wilmot record. Here now is a contact record in its entirety. And for anyone that's an active GoldMine user right now, it's going to be so easy for you to find your way around it. You won't need any training with GoldMine Web. It's all going to be there. If you're familiar with the concepts of GoldMine and the top half of your screen, and you've got your tabs running across the middle of the screen, when you click on those tabs, you can see more information, of course. Well, that's represented further lower down the screen. But in the top half of the screen here, we've got the main contact details. There's all my key fields here. Incidentally, I could edit this information as well. If I click on that little icon there, that allows me to edit this contact information. With emails, if you click on that email address there, this will launch your default browser email application. So whatever, if you click on an email address in Internet Explorer or Chrome, whatever application runs then, this is what's going to be triggered here. So there are ways of integrating your emails, and if you want more information on that, just let us know what email system you're using, and we can then confirm to you how you could integrate in your emails. But there we are, all of the contact details in the top portion of that screen, together with the key fields, the main bit of information there. And then a little bit lower down, we've got our user-defined fields, and lower down still, then we're coming into those bottom tab areas. So of course, we want to know what are the outstanding pending activities for this contact record, and then a history of all of the previous activities. And obviously we can use this little scroll bar here to scroll down and see older activities. And then over on the right hand side, we can see the details tab, any opportunities with this contact record, notes there, any general notes, additional contacts will be displayed there. On the links tab, if anyone's using the links tab in GoldMine, of course, this is the filing cabinet of GoldMine where you can associate and link in files. This is where the user can click on that link, and effectively you're actually accessing this file online. So I click on that this little PDF file here. Well, there it is there, downloaded to my particular device, and you can see that link file. That could have been a quote or some sort of document that's come over from that client there. So an easy way of retrieving linked documents. So that's a contact record. And just finally, up in the top left-hand corner here, as well as the edit button, you can schedule new activities, you can schedule a forecast cell there, or you could complete some kind of activity by clicking that little tick icon. So the second key area that we cover with GoldMine Web is to access your activities and create new activities. So just like you can in GoldMine, you could filter on a particular type of activity. Of course, you're working as a team, so you may want to dive in and see other people's activities. But in a list type view on the left-hand side here, we can see all of our outstanding activities, inbound emails, and so on. And then over on the right-hand side, we've got a graphical calendar where we can see in the top right-hand corner there, do you see, we can flick over from between a day view, a week view, and a month view. So pretty much the same information that you've got with GoldMine, but in a slightly different format, looking more like a web page. And then finally, opportunities. So here are all of your opportunities, and a way of obviously looking at all of those opportunities by the status of the opportunity. Just like we saw when I first logged in, we saw a list of all of our contacts. Again, you can sort on any of these column headers. It's really, really fast, and we can dive into any of these opportunities here. And like we saw with the contact, we can see also with the opportunities what opportunities are on the go. Actually, I'll just click on that little wrong icon. So here's the actual opportunity itself. And just like we saw with the contact record, in the top portion of the screen there, we've got all of the key information about that opportunity. And then for anyone that's used opportunities, you'll be familiar with the ability to track activities against that opportunity, to show a history of things that you've done against that opportunity and other tasks as well. So there we are, a quick run through of GoldMine Web, looking at your contacts, your activities, and your opportunities. Just finally in the top right-hand corner here, you've got a big menu option. This actually shows up quite well on a mobile. If you imagine on a mobile device, your sort of screen size is something like this. That's actually going to show up quite well, but a quick way of accessing the key parts of GoldMine Web. But please, there will be more functionality as time goes on. We are expecting in later releases access to support cases and also dashboards. If you're using dashboards in GoldMine, that will be coming through as well. And we do expect as time goes on this to be one of the primary interfaces to GoldMine, and giving you the alternative of either using the traditional Windows type interface or this web interface, where if you think about it, nothing needs to be installed on my desktop here. I've got easy access wherever I am, whatever device I've got easy access to all of my activities, scheduling activities, in the same way as if I was logged into the traditional Windows type version. Okay, so that's a quick run through of GoldMine Web. What I'd like to now do is open out our session to any questions. And I think a few questions have come in already. So first question from Jake, can I see all of my fields? Yes, you can. We also observe field rules as well. There is a capability of GoldMine to define exactly what fields you see for the type of record that you've selected. So yes, it will observe all that, Jake. Next question from Ashley, will it trigger automated processes? Well, automated processes is a way for those of you that are not familiar or haven't heard of automated processes. This is a part of GoldMine that allows you to get the system to do things automatically based on some kind of trigger. So something happens to a contact record, and then in the background, GoldMine does something automatically, or a sequence of actions automatically. So yes, in a way it will. You can't currently schedule a process, but you using GoldMine and updating fields or completing an activity or scheduling a new activity, that will trigger automated processes back on the office system. Next question from Dean. Hi Tim, does QuoteWorks have a web app that will work link with the GoldMine Web? Not currently, Dean, but of course when you're using QuoteWorks, you are saving the quote. You could save the quote in a PDF format that will be visible on the links tab. So there could be ways in which you could see that information from GoldMine. You could see QuoteWorks information from GoldMine, and also QuoteWorks does have a web feature, so you can access your quotes online when you're out about and creating quotes as well as a capability of QuoteWorks. Next question from Nick. Please can I confirm we can view our custom fields on custom tabs as we have added over the years? Yes, you can, Nick. And as I say, if you do have any rules, field rules, GoldMine will observe those as well, Nick. So yes, it will. Next question from David. How different is GoldMine Web from GoldMine Cloud? Very good question, David. There are two remote access capabilities floating around out there right now, GoldMine Web and GoldMine Cloud. GoldMine Web is a part of GoldMine. As I've just shown you, you've seen the interface. It looks like a cloud version of GoldMine. So it's a capability that's part of GoldMine. Now, GoldMine Cloud is a way of having GoldMine hosted or installed on somebody else's server. So a US company has partnered with GoldMine in the States, and they've developed this thing called GoldMine Cloud. It is the same GoldMine that you have right now. It's not a different version of GoldMine. It is just purely your GoldMine hosted on somebody else's server, not yours. Please be aware that this is a US provider. Some UK organizations may not be too comfortable with that. They want data to be on their own servers or in the UK. So this is a US type service, and you do pay a monthly or annual subscription to have GoldMine Cloud. But essentially, GoldMine is going to look exactly as you see it right now on your Windows system. It's not GoldMine Web. Those are essentially the two differences there between GoldMine Web and GoldMine Cloud. Next question from Lisa: Would it be possible to sync the calendar with your phone calendar? Yes, you can, Lisa. There's ways of doing that. That would be a capability that's set up on the main server installation of GoldMine. So in answer to your question, yes, Lisa, there are a few options so that when you put an activity into your GoldMine calendar, that could appear on your phone or in Outlook or Exchange or Google. There's a Google Apps integration as well. So yes, we can do that as well. Next question from Jerry: how do we access the information from our mobile device? Presumably we need to set up something on our server. It's all part of the same thing, Jerry. So it's the GoldMine Web feature does give you access via your GoldMine. The same information, albeit on a smaller screen size. It's all part of the same thing. So the actual address that you would use is the address of your server. So when I showed you the system, I was actually accessing my server. You're logging on to this application on your server in a very secure way. Next question from Nick: how does the maximum users work with this? It works in the same way, Nick. So if you've got 10 licenses of GoldMine, then it's just going to allow 10 people to log in at any one point in time. The actual max users works in exactly the same way there. Okay, I don't think there's any more questions coming through, so thanks very much for those of you that have asked questions there. I'd just like to wrap things up with just a quick overview of what's happening on the GoldMine scene. So we are expecting the latest hot fix this Thursday. So as you may know, we have monthly hot fixes, so little fixes to any little issues that might have occurred or people have spotted. So GoldMine are very good at regularly addressing those with these monthly hot fixes, and they're normally due out on the first Thursday of every month. So we've got hotfix 4 due out very shortly, and we will inform everyone on our GoldMine blog to this announcement. Anyone that hasn't seen our GoldMine blog, please, that's easily accessible from our website, but it does give you all the latest news. If you subscribe to it, it does give you all the latest news of any GoldMine product information. So there you can see announcements of this presentation this morning, and as I scroll further down there on March the 3rd, we updated our GoldMine compatibility matrix, and then a link to that webinar as well. So please visit our GoldMine blog for all that latest news. And we are expecting also the next major release, 2016.1. This should be announced for late April or May. We're not exactly sure what's in it yet, but we will inform you on later GoldMine 101 sessions. And of course, when 2016.1 does come out, we will give a full presentation of it on one of these sessions. We have a GoldMine introduction training course on the 5th of April with a couple of places. So if you've got any new starters there, anyone that wants to learn the basics of GoldMine, please contact me for more information. And as always, thanks for those people that have suggested future topics to me. So if you've got any ideas for topics that would be of general appeal to most people, maybe might take about 10 minutes, quarter of an hour to cover, please email those suggestions over to me. Well, thanks very much for your time this morning. Hopefully that's been of interest to you to learn more about the GoldMine Web feature. As I say, it's part of GoldMine. It does need to be installed. We can assist you with any installation there of either the latest version of GoldMine and or GoldMine Web. Please contact me for information on pricing there. It doesn't take too long for us to install it for you. It's not an onerous task, and you'll then be able to take advantage of that new feature. So thanks very much indeed for your time this morning, and we look forward to meeting up with you again next week. Thanks very much indeed.